This lady here, Jane Foddy, says enough is enough. She's calling for a ban on loud fireworks, and she's here with her dog, Teddy. Teddy ran away from home after being scared by one of these bangs, and beside her is Michelle Horn, who's also a pet owner, and she's got lovely Rigby there as well. And Rigby doesn't seem to be too affected with this, so therefore, Michelle, you disagree with the ban, and you think that the responsibility then lies with pet owners, really, to ensure their animals are not distressed.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's important to say I've got every sympathy for pet owners whose pets are struggling at this time of year. It's not nice to see a dog in distress, and it's very, very difficult. But I think there are two different issues here. The first issue is firework displays that are organised, and then the second issue are fireworks that are going off in people's gardens. And I think that having loud bangs at firework displays that are organised for a period of 30 minutes that owners can
Michelle,
manage is fine.
you wouldn't be speaking like that if your dog was petrified by these bangs.
No, but my dog does have anxiety issues with travelling, for example, and it's something that can be managed. And I think you can manage that for 30 minutes, and you can prepare for it and you can plan for it.
But it's
as
not,
opposed
it's not
to...
30
People
minutes.
say, oh, well, it's only once a year. But there are so many different festivals now, and we've got, near where we live, somewhere where they have a lot of weddings and they have a lot of fireworks.
And also, it's all day, all night, these fireworks.
And in some respects, I would absolutely agree with you, which is why I think that there does have to be limits, but I don't think there needs to be a blanket ban. I think it's absolutely an issue that needs to be looked at. There will be people...
Jane, firstly, tell us why this came about, this campaign of yours. Tell us about what happened to Teddy.
Well, first of all, we moved to where we live now. It's quite a rural environment, and we decided to get a dog, and we hadn't had a dog before. When, unfortunately, in our area, when November the 5th sort of approaches, you get a lot of firework activity going on, not just the public displays, but a lot of private firework activity going on. It goes on for about 4 weeks either side of the date, so it's quite intensive. And the first time it happened, this was, you know, just a random personal firework display going off somewhere, and she was in the garden. Of course, you've got no way of knowing when it's going to happen. And she ran. She was only quite young then, and she ran off. And fortunately, she couldn't get out of the garden, but she just hid for hours and hours and hours in a hedge. We couldn't find her, and we were distraught because we did worry that she might actually have got out and got herself into difficulties. And you know, ever since then, she has been completely terrified. And you know, absolutely, you can manage it if you know when a display is going to happen. And you can try and keep them indoors, and you can try and turn the TV up loud and you know, draw the curtains. But dogs have got such acute hearing.
Yeah. I really respect both of the ladies' opinions, and obviously they're bringing the fact that they absolutely love their dogs and they have them right beside them is proof of that fact. And I feel like there's probably a happy compromise that we're not killjoys, or as my kids would say, fun vacuums. Instead, we are trying to find a balance between looking after not only our animal friends, but also, you know, people with PTSD, kids with special needs, but also making sure that we're still having a bit of fun. In Australia, to give you context, in Australia, where I'm from, and Ireland, actually, private purchase of fireworks is illegal. You can't do it. It can only happen in a public display. And I feel like if we were to change the laws to allow for the purchase of those nice, quiet fireworks, which, in fairness, you agree a little bit, don't you? In that, for example, like when at my place, when we've had fireworks displays in the garden for the kids still are a little bit frightened of it and want to stand behind glass, so they don't really like the bangs. And I think that if it was that there was just controlled displays of the louder ones, and taking into account our wildlife as well, they get frightened by these noises. So if there's a level of environmental impact study done, we can work out the best places in our local areas to make these public displays so that everyone can benefit and no one gets upset.
Now, Jane, because of what happened to Teddy, you wrote to the local newspaper being the Henley Standard.
Absolutely.
And they then launched a Ban the Bangs campaign looking for the quieter type of fireworks to be used. Yeah. What sort of support is that getting?
Oh, fantastic support. I mean, first of all, they published a letter from me last year, excuse me, when I was just talking about the nuisance to animals, because, of course, you know, as you rightly say, it's not just pets, it's wildlife and it's farm animals too, and the implications are really serious because they can injure themselves. They published the letter, and then I spoke to the editor about it and said, you know, maybe we should launch a campaign. And so it was timed, obviously, to coincide with the the imminent November the 5th period. And in the meantime, a lot of people have contacted me as a result of my letter and started talking to me not just about animals, but about, as you say, but about people as well. And
just while you're here, Scott, we've only got about a minute left. Just quickly, people watching, what can we do? A lot of firework displays and things this weekend.
Yeah.
What can we do to help our pets?
But before you start telling us what you're going to do, we've tried almost everything that you say what we should do.
I've done close the curtains and put the music up and the television louder, and I've tried, but she just...
But you're thinking of a sedative this year.
I'm just wondering, could you get a sedative
go and see your vet today. Don't leave it until bonfire night. Go and see your vet today. There is a lot of different things we can provide, from mild sedatives all the way to sort of pheromones, like this, plug-in pheromones, which gives them a sense of well-being, sense of calm, both for cats and dogs, all the way up to tricyclic antidepressants. So we can use the full gamut, making sure you exercise your dog well during the day, and then at night time, pull the curtains and then dance music. Don't put on the classical stuff, dance music. It's got a bouncy beat at the back, so it'll muffle the noise, and also gives you a warm, fun sense. So be fun.
Say no, when I've got dance music on all the time. So
that'll
be good. That'll be good. Listen, guys, thanks very much. But the real stars of the show are Teddy and Rigby.
Thank you very much.